Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else watching of every identity, race, color, and creed. This is Madman. We are back once again in our shitty base where the weapons bench was glitching out last time I logged in and I had to move it. And I bet it's going to give us the same error. Let's see if it does. Oh, it didn't! Holy shit, we're vindicated. Anyway, the purpose of this video is basically to show off a very quick leveling method for people who think that the only way to level in this half-baked game is to kill aliens, which is a viable leveling method. I won't say that that's not a fast way to level up, but the problem with that method is it sucks ass compared to a very quick and simple method that you can use to gain a shit ton of XP very quickly. So we're just going to sleep for a couple hours. Hopefully we can get it to be day on this rock here. Straight up, I was watching one of Sam's streams where he does Starfield. I was rewatching it actually while I work, because when I work, I find it's useful to have background noise to bounce my attention off of. That won't make any sense to anyone who doesn't have ADHD, whether it's diagnosed or not. But it's like having the chatter of a room of people behind you. It just sort of helps me to focus on what I'm doing if I have something to ignore. Which sounds like I don't like the content, which is not the case. Again, you won't really get what I'm saying unless you're a fucked up weirdo like me. But essentially, I was watching Sam's stream and he was talking about killing things to gain XP in this game. If you want a very, very fast method to gain XP that doesn't require basically any money or effort, you can do it literally like in the first 10 minutes of starting a new character. It's very, very easy to do. You make an outpost on a particular planet, and it's kind of like, it's a bit autistic, it's a bit like Factorio, but again, this does not take as much effort as it's going to sound like it takes by how I describe it, because I'm going to describe it in a shitty way. Basically, you go to a particular planet, I'll tell you which one in a minute, and you have to go to a specific spot on this planet. The hardest part is finding this specific spot, but there's a video that I'll link in the description of this video of another Starfield player who's way more of a nerd about this game than I am, which is why I've done so well at it, because I've just ripped off his abilities, his methods. And he basically looks at this particular planet and says, here's where you have to land to get a spot that has, it's aluminum, cobalt, copper, and something else. There's 4 metals that are all on this one planet. What is it here? We can look at the extractors. It's aluminum. Over here is cobalt, and then here is nickel. It's nickel, and then the last one is iron. Okay, so basically if you go to this planet and you build this outpost around this area, it's actually a pretty small area, so you'll know right away if it's the wrong spot. But basically if you build an outpost here, you can get into a situation where you just build a couple of windmills, you power just one extractor for each resource, you build a shit ton of storage. I can only build the shittiest storage because this is a new character I made, so I haven't done anything in this playthrough yet. But you don't need access to a ton of skill upgrades to do this. Basically, you just build a bunch of storage for each resource, link each miner to its own stack of resources. You can link the resource containers together so that it auto transfers things from the bottom container up to the next one and then on to the top. And you'll accumulate iron, nickel, cobalt, and aluminum. And then basically what you do with those resources is, this base is way more extravagant than it needs to be. I built more than I needed to because I'm a interior decorating F-word and I like to make things look nice. But it suffices to say you don't need a big outpost. You literally just need a bed, like this one right here, and an industrial workbench. And what you'll notice is after you sleep, this planet has a conversion rate for time of like 1 hour equals, I don't know, 30 hours or something. And you'll notice in my resources over here, I have 999 of each one. And what you're going to do is you're going to build adaptive frames to get XP. And it'll level you up way faster than killing aliens will. And this takes almost no time to set up. To build this, it takes like 15 minutes. And you'll spend 15 minutes killing a few aliens on a planet, and you'll get like 1 level. In the same amount of time setting this up and, sleeping for a few seconds of real time, you can get that amount of XP over and over again perpetually because the resources will keep refilling. This has a higher limit here of how much I can craft per crafting action because I've got a mod. I've got a bunch of mods installed. It doesn't matter. If you can only craft 99 at a time, it's still a very good method. It's still better than killing aliens. So if we go 100 at a time, you know, roughly, right? You can see there's like dumps of 100 XP. That's equivalent to killing a level 70 alien or a level 60 alien every time I do this. So with the mods, right, you can extrapolate what it would take. If I do 1,000, it's 1,100 XP. And every time you sleep, if you've built enough storage, the minerals will just keep building up. And you build both adaptive frames and isocentric magnets. And if you just keep doing this, you know, you can get shit tons of XP very, very quickly. The guy who made this video made another video tutorial about see, I just gained a level and I'm level 85. That's how fast this is. I'm level 85, I just gained a level. Genius. It's basically, this game's building system is a lot like Factorio. I feel like they ripped off Factorio when they were developing this. And I'm kind of glad they did because it's a lot better than Fallout 4's base building system, which I still used a ton because I love that game more than it deserves. That's one of my personality flaws. I love flawed things much more than they deserve. It's just, it do be like that, you know? I can't change that. If I try to change it, I go insane and want to die. But anyway, that's the sort of early game version of this. It takes very little time to set up. And again, if I were to go back and go to sleep, all those bins would refill in about 30 seconds or less of real time. And then I could just do the XP thing again. So it's more monotonous, but unfortunately, you know, the more monotonous methods of gaining XP, just like the more monotonous methods of making money in life, are usually the more efficient ones, because money is an invention of insects, lizards, robots, and demons, and they all like to do monotonous, self-flagellating, punishing tasks for eternity, because that's what they're used to. And when they bubble up to purgatory, which is the place we all live, it's not heaven, but it's not hell. We're in purgatory. I think that's pretty obvious to anyone with half a brain. You know, we're trying to rehabilitate demons, and we're trying to give angels a vacation who come down here to take a break from singing choirs to the beauty of God's anus for eternity. That gets old after a while. You got to come down and go to a strip club every now and then. So my point is, the methods that get you the best XP in this game, like in life, are going to be the most monotonous. They're going to be the most annoying, but they will be the most efficient. And that means if you spend an hour killing aliens, you're going to have more fun, you know, in terms of your process of hunting and shooting them, but you're going to gain like 1/10 of the XP. So for 1/10 of the time spent in monotony, you'll gain more XP. And then you can go and shoot aliens for fun, or shoot people in this game, or whatever you want to do. It's whatever, yo. Anyway, I wanted to lengthen this video after showing you guys this little trick. And again, the guy who invented this or discovered it, he's going to be linked in the description. He did the research and the work that I'm not nerdy enough to do. I'm a total dork, but I'm not nerdy enough to do that level of research here. So we're going to go back to our big... Where's our other character? Can we not load our other character? Are you fucking kidding? What? It's only displaying the new save I added. It's not even showing me... Oh, select character. Okay, all right. All right, yeah, Madman. Oh, no, we want to go back. Show all saves. Yeah, obviously. Why the fuck is that not the default to show all saves? This game is so scuffed. It's fucking... It really is. I mean... I will admit I enjoy it, but I will not defend it. Like, it's not... It's worth the money if you're a Bethesda fan. Something Sam was saying. And I'm not trying to simp. You know, like, I'm a follower of the Gospel of Sam. I agree with everything he says. It's not what I'm saying. But I do agree that it's worth it if you're a Bethesda fan because the mechanics are there. And I think it meets the bare minimum of a lot of the Bethesda sort of promises. There's my femboy BF there. Looking very attractive in his puffy mining outfit. Anyway, what I want to do with this save is I want to show you the more advanced Galaxy Brain method. along with my epic ship that I designed using mods that let you clip the modules to each other. I want to show you the better method of gaining XP through outposts. Now this is going to take you a retarded amount of time, and I'm using that term in the musical sense, you know, retardando. So if the YouTube bots flag me, they're not doing their job right and they should be decommissioned, and the people who coded them should be punished somehow. But this method is similar to the first one, where you're building an outpost at a particular location and you're extracting resources that you can build things with, and when you build those things they give you shit tons of XP because you can build 100 of them at a time multiple times. The problem with this method is it takes a long ass time to set up. The first planet from the previous setup that I showed you is Bessel 3B. And on this save, I made a similar outpost here. We're not going to go to show it to you because I just showed it to you on my new save. It's the same idea. But aluminum, iron, cobalt, nickel, that's the sort of early game outpost. I would say if you make that early game on a new character, you can get to like level 75, level 80, like really fast, like in like an hour. Like it's very, very, very fast XP. And I think you need only like 1,000 credits or something to buy the materials to build the windmills to start it up. It's very quick. Again, it's this sort of Factorio level autism of people looking at the game mechanics and basically finding weaknesses that the developers really shouldn't have included that give you access to these crazy XP methods. So for this other method, I'm not going to show you every step of it because that would take like 5 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the final outpost, which is the katydid system, and I'm just going to sort of reverse engineer things from there. So we want to go to katydid 3. Oh no, that's wrong. It's Decarin. It's the Decarin system. I really shouldn't have memorized this game to this extent. It's very sad and pathetic. I understand that. I'm aware of that. Is it Decarin 3? No, that's just showing me. Okay. All right, it's Decarin 7B. So again, I'm going to link 2 videos in the description of this video. The first video I'm going to link is going to be a guide on how to make the basic early game outpost that I showed you that's on Bessel. And the second link will be a link to how to build this outpost, which is the late game, big brain, you know, level 90, I have all the perks and outposts filled out kind of thing. So this outpost, first of all, it looks weird and has all these weird cargo containers because this is another trick that same YouTuber showed where if you store your armillary on a base, this is a tangent, but it's a worthwhile one. If you store your armillary on a base and you don't want to have to deal with attacks, you can finagle the cargo storage system to create these really high storage objects by tricking the game into like you stack a bunch of these 4x4 storage containers and then you delete them, and when you delete the ones below the top one, it just replaces them with concrete because the developers didn't give a shit about consistency, even though the restrictions for height for build objects in this are bullshit. They somehow managed to include some kind of fail-safe for deleting storage containers, despite the fact that the whole height limitation for outposts in general is nonsense. But basically you can build a makeshift wall that enemies can't get through, so you can funnel them into a little area here, they'll run in here, you set up a bunch of turrets and you kill them. That's basically the reason that this outpost looks like this. So we have a ton of cargo ships coming in from all over the fucking place. They're going to crash into each other and cause a mass tragedy here. But basically the reason I'm coming here is to sort of do a very, very quick and dirty overview of why this outpost is so incredible for XP. And the reason is you go through a process which is similar to building the first outpost on Bessel that I showed you, which is just iron, aluminum, copper, and nickel. You go through that process a couple more times, and by a couple I mean 15. There are 15 outposts. That sounds daunting. It sounds like Factorio. It sounds like a waste of time. It sounds nerdy as fuck. If you do it according to this guy's guide, which isn't perfect, but it's pretty good, if you understand the build system, you can do it. I believe in you. You build those 15 outposts. I would say about half of them are very, very quick to build. They're very simple. They don't rely on you building them on a specific part of a specific planet. They're very quick to make. Once you've done that building of those outposts, once you've got 15 of them, you basically, to grossly summarize things, you extract a bunch of resources and you extract a ton of helium. And you use the helium to fuel inter-system cargo links, and then you send the resources to bases where you combine them to make semi-metal wafers and nuclear fuel rods and other types of manufactured goods. And then you take those Hey guys, sorry for the interruption there. We got cut off because my computer crashed because apparently I was spending too much time on bullshit. But we're gonna jump right back in. We're undeterred by technical difficulties here on Madman's YouTube channel. We're too mad to get mad. That's my secret. I'm always mad. So anyway, what I was saying before we got so rudely interrupted was that basically you take manufactured components from the first couple outposts and you send them to a central outpost. And then the product that you're making, what we're manufacturing in Zhongjiang or wherever the fuck you want to make your off-color joke about manufacturing, which all takes place on the moon, by the way, in real life. It's all done on the moon. You take your products and you funnel them via cargo links to this base on Decarin 7b. And on Decarin 7b, you have to find another specific location, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But once you find it, you're good. And the reason you want a specific location is because you want to extract helium right here, which you can see in those little bubble tanks there. We're extracting the braps of the ancients. And you want to use that to do some processing on site. And what I was about to show you, which I will in a second here if the airlock will fucking open, is that the product that you're building here is Vintium fuel rods. Now, I haven't set this network up perfectly like the guy who described it. I made some mistakes in some of the early outposts. I think my helium generation is off or something is wrong with the semi-metal wafer production, something. Again, this gets a little autistic, but it's nowhere near as bad as Factorio. It sounds like it is because that's the closest thing I could think of to compare it. Oh, my fanboy BF is helping me out there. What a nice gesture. You know, if I hadn't had him by my side, I don't know where I'd be, bleeding out in a gutter somewhere. Anyway, a cosmic gutter. So basically, if you watch the XP here, 10,000 XP from crafting 1,000 of those. Again, this is with mods, but even if you're crafting 100 at a time, you get shit tons of XP for this. Like, what am I, level 126, okay? That's ridiculous. Hey, Bay. Oh, get the fuck out of my way, you fucking golem android piece of shit. Basically, that's the video. That's the whole principle behind this XP gain method. This one is not really necessary. If you're just going to play through the game once, you don't need to build. This is all unnecessary shit that I just built for fun. But if you just want to gain XP, just build that first outpost on Bessel, and you can get more than enough XP for a few minutes of time. I had toilet paper on all these shelves. Did it just despawn? Quality game, guys. I filled these shelves with TP as a joke, as an epic joke. You can see we've got our nice bathroom here with privacy dividers here. You can look at a poster while you're taking a cosmic crap. It's very advanced. They don't have cubicles in the future. No one's prudish about shitting next to each other. It's kind of like the ancient Romans where they would just shit next to each other and they'd share sponges and everyone's gut biome would be improved. But it was also extremely disgusting and awkward to a more advanced, modern people looking back at history. After the advent of sanitation, what a glorious thing sanitation was. Sanitation is the best invention ever. It made our populations explode to the point where we can't maintain them without artificial wars. It deprived us of necessary bacteria for our skin, surface of our skin, and our gut biome, that without that bacteria, we go insane. And it created super viruses and super bacteria that are trying to kill us now for disrupting the natural order. Sanitation, great invention. Definitely the thing that civilized people. It wasn't religious discipline or meditation or language or anything like that. That's all nonsense. Sanitation's that's the real advancement. That's the real thing that we should all be doubling down on. We should be sanitizing ourselves. We should be drinking hand sanitizer. You should drink alcohol. That's also something that kills your gut biome and makes you insane. Artificial sweeteners, that's something else we should all just be chugging down without any awareness. We should all just be drinking diet sodas constantly because, when you get the shits from drinking too much Diet Coke, that's actually healthy. That's actually cleansing you. It's not depriving you of necessary gut bacteria and ruining your gut biome and also your ability to think, because your gut biome is the largest location of the largest bundle of nerves in your body after your brain. It's not like your gut biome and your brain are the two most important parts of your body. That's not true. Anyone who tells you that, they're insane. Don't listen to them. Keep drinking the Diet Coke. Keep sanitizing your hands 24/7. It's definitely better than being exposed to bacteria and developing a natural resistance to it. It's much better to have an artificial resistance to it. It's kind of like these walls, right? Like when you have sanitation and you have artificial resistances and super bugs that are resistant to every form of sanitation, it's kind of like these walls right here. But then there's this gap here. And then you need these turrets set up. And who owns the turrets? Who controls those turrets? What if the power source just shut down one day? What if whoever controls those turrets decided, we're just going to let people in. We're going to let them right up to the armillary there. The gateway to the multiverse, we're just going to let them come in. Just going to let them right in. Anyway, guys, thanks for enduring another one of my rants. This video sucked. I'm sorry. But I had fun making it, so, if you watched it this far, fuck you, I guess. That's not true, guys. To the three of you actually watching, I do appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Take some vitamin D and drink some water. That's what's most important. And if you're going to drink alcohol and you're going to sanitize your hands and do all that type of thing, just minimize it and take a probiotic. Do something to counteract it. You don't have to be a celibate monk. You don't have to be abstinent. That's unrealistic for most of us. Just make sure you do something to counter your vices. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, peace out.